Yeah. All right, so let's it's time now. It's Rob D'Amico, Michele Rahal. This is Race Day Nation. We want to talk a little F1 and the speeds that we saw this week. I do have a graphic, but I know that Michele, you said that the speeds that I have may be a little off or the wrong ones that I have up here.
No, actually, what you had was the conglomeration of 3 days of testing, right?
Yeah.
But the actual final sixth day was Verstappen, Leclerc, Alonso, George Russell, Valtteri Bottas, Yuki Tsunoda, Sergio Perez, Mick Schumacher, Lando Norris, and Sebastian Vettel. So nobody knows what's really happening because they're running on different tires. C5 tire being, I think, the softest, the hardest, C1. No, I'm trying to remember which one is which, but I think C5 is the softest tire, and I believe C4 is what Verstappen set the fastest time on. But the point is who's running steadily, reliably, and that right now, Ferrari. I don't care what Binotto says. The team leader, the principal for Ferrari, he's just trying to play it down. But they're reliable. They're fast. They got two very fast drivers that want to beat each other so bad.
Oh, yeah.
It's ridiculous. They want to win. So they could insert themselves into what you still don't ever want to rule Mercedes-Benz out. They may show up at the race, this coming race, with a whole different system, with updates that we didn't expect to be able to handle this porpoising effect where the car is bouncing up and down
That's
the
right.
straightaway. It was bad enough to where I believe it was Russell in the pit lane was porpoising. So it's one of those things. If you make the car stiffer because you've now got 18-inch tires on these cars instead of the 13-inch rims, you've got big rims. That part of the car, the tires themselves, the older tires were more like balloons. Therefore, they were like part of the suspension. In fact, they were the first part of the suspension. So they took a lot of the beating. Now, to set these cars any stiffer, you're going to end up, if you hit a curb, you might as well, these guys might as well start wearing teeth guards like fighters because it'll knock your damn teeth out. I mean, they're so hard. A street race just in these Atlantics and years ago in '86, it would knock your teeth out running over a manhole or running over any little undulation in the road. It would just knock your teeth right out. And I can only imagine what these are like, what the F1 cars are like.
Well, I was reading some stuff online today, and I saw that kind of Red Bull shows their hand a little bit. They waited until the final day to show their striking sideboard update, and they did not unleash their front wing end plates until the final few hours, which I thought was pretty neat. And a little gameplay there because we know Mercedes has a few issues to fix. Some people were calling them out saying, hey, this is all BS. This is part of the game that we play here. And, a little sandbagging going on. But Lewis, I guess, was focusing on the long runs in the morning while Russell was, running the lower fuel on softer compounds in the afternoon just to see how it would go. Yeah. And so they are struggling to control the bounce of the porpoising, I should say, which has become the key feature in the new generation of these cars. So it'll be pretty neat to see where this all plays out once we hit the track at Bahrain, and everybody, actually has to race what they have.
Yeah, what stuns me the most is this has happened before. This was back in the 80s when they ran ground effects.
The porpoising.
Yeah, and they were able to mitigate that. And you would have thought, these guys at this level would have looked back historically, and even though their wind tunnels were showing them no porpoising, that doesn't make any difference. I mean, it's what hits the track that actually counts. You would have thought that they would have gone back and historically examined what should we do to prevent this if it happens, and it did. Some of the teams have figured it out with outlets to let some of the air out from underneath the cars when they go to the bottom. it releases some of the air to keep it from porpoising, from going boom, 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 boom. But we'll have to see if they make these cars stiffer. You're going to have some. Well, you won't see them running over the curbs like they did. That's for damn sure, because they're liable to break a piece of suspension. It's going to be so stiff, it'll be teeth chattering. I'm hoping that they can find a way to allow, as the car goes down, to sort of let some of the air out from underneath. And that way you don't get the bottoming out. It maybe steadies it out. Balance is the biggest problem all of these teams are having right now.
Right. Yeah. And then McLaren, they had some frustrations. They endured the challenging time with a front axle issue that they weren't able to fully address. The general feeling of the team is that they have not had a lot of improvements to make across the board. Oops, sorry about that. But there's confidence that they can make what they need before this coming weekend's race. So they had some axle issues on the front end of that car. But again, these are smart guys. They know what they're doing. They've run tests. They got it on the track. And that's what we talk about even in the NASCAR side of things with the tire issue. Why didn't they figure this out? Why didn't they have, you said it earlier, McLaren helping them out and doing some things and running some tests. But listen, when you get in real world situations and you get out there with other cars and you're on a track and you're testing, you get in the dirty air and stuff like that, you find things out. And this is what that shakedown was for their testing the last couple of days. And who's sandbagging? That's just it. You don't know until
you don't ever know until those lights go out. You just don't know. Mercedes and all of the, it's one of those situations where me does think thou protest too much, so you've got Hamilton over there going, oh, no, we're having all these struggles and all of these fights, and they may very well know what they've got. Yeah, exactly.
Hey,
they
go ahead. Sorry.
They may very well know what they've got. And when Bahrain shows up, when the race starts and the qualifying, you may see a lot of changes in that car that we didn't see.
Yeah, that's right. I do want to make mention with the Drive to Survive, the F1 thing on Netflix that they have. There was one time I saw, it was at the test last year, obviously at the beginning of the season, and Hamilton was walking around Max's car, and he came back and did a little report to Toto saying, well, they closed off this at the back and they did this over here.
They do it all the time.
I was very surprised that it was that open. It was like he was walking around the car, taking mental notes the whole time.
Yeah. And last year, all Verstappen had to do was touch a rear wing and he gets fined. He gets penalized. I mean, come on.
I even saw the part where I think it was in the first race, and Verstappen got around him, but went off track a little bit because he had to go so far out, and they made him give the spot back. But then they showed like 2 episodes later where Hamilton got wide off track, came at nothing happened to him. Nothing. They didn't give the spot back to the guy he passed. None of that. And I thought, that's a little weird.
They got to get these rules correct. They got to get them right. You're either on the track or off the track, and it doesn't matter which driver you are. Some of I don't know if it's bias or it is simply just not staying within the spirit of those rules and completely staying within them, and not, there's just no mulligans if you're a golf player, and I'm not. I can't play putt-putt. So it's like, who knows?
I actually went to Top Golf. You ever played Top Golf where they just tee off on the building and there's big holes in the ground?
No.
The cup is like the size of my house, so you can definitely shoot it in there.
I can't hit the damn ball, so who gives a crap?
All right, he's Michele Rahal. I'm Rob D'Amico. We're going to take a break. This is Race Day Nation, the post-race edition. You can follow us along at racedaynation.com. Also, our social media channels at Race Day Nation. We'll be back right after this. Stick around.